take two. Let's see how this one goes, because I ramble too much and I need to stick to my script, because otherwise shit's not gonna make sense. I don't have my own intro yet. Hi, it me. Today's video is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. I thought this would be a great YouTube video. I needed time to figure out how I really wanted to do it, because it's something that's very important to me. Just a little background before we get into the video. I was raised religiously. I was raised in a Muslim household. My family is Muslim, and so I was raised on Islamic beliefs. My name actually means peace. It's actually a core belief of a lot of religions, but we'll get into that. And I obviously grew up and ended up rejecting religion, as most young religious kids in this day and age do. But as I grew older, I came back around to it, and I found the cycle of that quite interesting, and I think it's something that quite a lot of other people experience as well. Finding religion or God in another way that's different to what you were taught, and discovering that religion is actually more individualistic, and it's about your individual experience and about you going through life and what your beliefs match up with, as opposed to what you've been taught is right. Another before we start, apparently, this video is mainly for agnostic people or people that are on their journeys through religion and self-discovery, that kind of stuff. Although if you are a open-minded atheist, this might be quite interesting, just to see somebody else's perspective on the ideology of God and gods and universal energy. So to understand religion, we understand the history of it, and the history of religion is huge. Okay, the idea of a singular god, monotheistic religion, or a pantheon of gods, polytheistic religion, have existed for as long as human civilization has. And obviously with the development of culture and humankind, religion has adapted and changed, but the core beliefs of most religions have stayed the same. And many of those core beliefs preach peace and love and unity and acceptance. And that's something I found quite beautiful on my journey when I was looking into all these religions. I mean, you only really have to look as far as Jesus Christ to see that religion is about loving and accepting each other. Many of these religions also present the idea of a loving God or gods that want mankind to flourish and to prosper, and they want what's best for the earth. However, the innate discriminatory, violent nature of humans has twisted and corrupted religion over time. It makes it so much less desirable for individuals like myself to want to really tie ourselves to any theistic religion. Another problem I found when it comes to finding God in this era are the rules that come with mostly monotheistic religions. If you're like me, you don't really like following strictly to rules, and you'd rather take something and do it in your own way. And if you're not following these rules, it almost feels like you're not doing it right. You know, maybe you're like me and devoting yourselves to such extremes like praying 5 times a day or waiting until marriage to have sex is just ridiculous to you. But maybe you still believe in the idea of a monotheistic God. That's perfectly okay. You're allowed to do that, and you're allowed to follow your God however you choose. I believe that most of these rules were put in place by humans trying to control each other and control each other's behaviour because they want humankind to be a certain way. But I don't think that if there is a monotheistic God, they really want you to be a certain way. I think they just want you to be loving, accepting, you know. This world is beautiful. There are so many different kinds of people, from so many different walks of life, and there are religions for basically everyone, but sometimes we're just not satisfied with the answers that we find. Sometimes it still doesn't make sense to us. It's just part of living a human existence, really. Not fully understanding everything that's happening around you, but, you know, trying constantly to find answers. The only problem with finding answers is that the study and the idea of God and gods is just so intangible. It's hard for any of us to truly know or comprehend what comes beyond this earth. I personally don't believe that the idea of God or gods could be so far beyond us. They're always described with such ethereal terms, made to appear so much better than we are, something to aspire to, something to want to become. And perhaps out there somewhere there is a realm of gods, beings that we could never truly understand. But sometimes we need answers that feel closer to home, stuff that just makes more sense and isn't just, you know, cool and possible yet completely immeasurable. In my journey through all of this, through life, the universe, everything, there's always been one theory that didn't seem as crazy as an all-powerful creating god or a collection of supernatural beings that watch over us. One of the theories is that we are God, or we are the gods, so to speak. That the energy of the gods that we call to, or the energy that we feel from the gods, is actually from the earth. The earth, I believe, and many others believe, give us humans a universal connection, like a hive mind. And if you've completely switched off at this point, or you're about to click away, fair enough. This sounds a little crazy, I know, but allow me to keep my mind open just a little bit longer. Think of how you feel when you're at a concert, surrounded by people you don't know, with one of your favourite artists up on a stage in front of you, playing their music. That feeling, that energy of that place and that time with those people, with that person, can never be replicated. It's something that is so completely unique, yet felt individually by every single person in that room. Think of how you feel when you walk through nature. You feel alive, rejuvenated, revived. It's indescribable, almost. Or think of something as simple, if you haven't done either of those. I don't know how you haven't. Listening to your favourite song. Think of how it makes you feel. Listening to this band or this artist make their music to reach tens or hundreds or millions of fans around the world. Each of them connecting with that song in a different way. But it's your favourite song because it makes you feel a certain way. This feeling, this indescribable feeling that can't be replicated in any other scenario, is the concept of universal energy. It could just be feeling, or endorphins, or dopamine to you, whatever you want to call it. I believe it is a universal energy. It's something that we all feel and have a connection to, whether we believe in it or not. It's something that we all have the power to tap into. Whether you think it's energy of the universe, or the earth itself, gods, I believe that we all have a unique connection and that we can all tap into it in our own individual ways. Throughout our journeys, we'll find labels that we think help define us and who we are and what we believe and what we want to do, who we want to be. But religion isn't all that we are, and it's easy to forget that sometimes when you're going through the journey of self-discovery. It's easy to forget that you're not defined by your beliefs in God or gods. We can believe in more and feel so much more, but at the end of the day what matters is our own journeys and what it all means to us, and how we take what we've learned and what has happened to us and how we grow from it and how we evolve. At the heart of it, I think that's what religion has always been about, really. Trying to be a better person with a higher purpose. Now, there are a lot of assholes in this world that abuse and use the name of their god or gods to preach hatred and discrimination and judgment and separation. As long as we can look past that and realize that what they really want from us is for us to be our absolute best selves, then you can truly see the light of God and the gods. Now, onto my personal beliefs. I personally believe that all forms of gods exist, and I believe they exist in a realm separate to ours, but always watching over not just our existence, but so many different existences spanning so many different lifetimes and timelines. I also believe in supernatural beings that exist within our own realm, in our own world, because there's just so much unexplained shit in this world. It seems crazier to me to not believe in that stuff, really. And despite believing in these supernatural beings and gods, I believe that their truest forms are completely beyond human comprehension. I don't think the human brain could ever fully comprehend what a god is. We can try to understand, and that's what we've tried to do for millennia, but I don't think we ever truly can. As you guys know, I strongly believe in the idea of universal energy, and I think I so strongly personally believe in this because I think it's something that everyone can feel regardless of what they think about this universe. There are times where they are tapped into that energy and they are just feeling it with their soul, and they don't even really realize it. They're just so happy and so in the moment. They don't even care why they're feeling that way. They just are. And that to me is beautiful. I'm so sorry that this video is just me rambling about a bunch of nonsensical shit to most of you. But if you are picking up what I'm putting down, I hope this video helps you on your journey. Peace and love.